Hi, this is Bert from Bert's SVGs, and in this video I'll be showing you how I put the Celtic Knotwork frame card together. And in this situation I turned mine into a photo card, but obviously you have other options. You could stamp or write a message in the middle of your frame, or you could cut out a sentiment using fonts from your computer and your cutting machine. So you've got different ways of using your card. So I'm just adding the insert to my card here. There's a liner piece of pattern paper, and then there's an insert rectangle, which is where you write the message to your recipient. So I'm just gluing these directly on top of each other, and then I'm gluing them inside my card. So once I have this glued into the inside of my card, just making sure that I've got an even border around my pattern paper piece here. It's a bit difficult to do that on camera, but you'll be a lot more successful at home. And then I can set this aside and start to work on the Celtic frame for the front of my card. Now this comes in 3 pieces. And I've done this so there's a backing piece, so if you do use it as a photo card, as I have, then it won't be peeping through the holes. Okay, so I've decided to put a solid line of glue around the outside edge of my frame. It does help if you have some kind of fine line applicator or precision nozzle of some kind. If not, the best thing to do is just add a few dots here and there, and then maybe if there's any loose sections, use my spatula trick to stick them down. So now I've added a fine line to the inside and the outside edges of the frame. I'm just adding some random dots around the rest of the area. And then once I'm happy that I've put enough dots around the place, then I'll pop it down onto my next layer, which is pattern paper layer. Now the edges of these frames, all 3 pieces, the outer and the inner edge are all identical. So it's quite easy to line these pieces up. You can put your fingers actually to the inner edges of the frame, and then everything else will line up quite well. So here again I'm adding some glue and gluing it directly on top of the back layer of this frame. And you may see here the way I put my fingers on the inside, and then that way all the pieces line up directly on top of each other. So being 3 layers, your frame is quite sturdy. And as I said, I decided to use mine as a photo frame, to turn mine into a photo card. So I'm just adding some glue just around that area, and then I'm flipping it over so I can get, in this case I'm using a picture of my cat, so I'm making sure that I can get my cat in the opening. And then I'm going to add 3D foam pads across the whole of the back of this area, just removing the backing of those foam pads, and then I'll pop it down onto my card. But alternatively, if you wanted to stamp a sentiment into the middle of your frame, all you would need to do is just cut a square piece of white card, pop it onto the back of that frame, and then you could stamp onto it. Okay, that's my card complete, and we'll now put the envelope together. So with each card in this collection, we've got a Celtic themed envelope, and it's got the frame that matches the card. If you're putting your card through the post, I'm not sure if some of the machines might catch on the detail, so I'm adding a plain envelope, a folder of plain envelopes in your download as well. So if you're hand delivering your card, great, this will be perfect. Okay, so I've put my envelope together and it comes with a liner. So I'm folding along the score line on my liner, then sliding it into my card. And then I'm making sure that my liner is central and that I have an even border around the top edge of the liner. Then I'm folding the liner over while holding it in place so I know it's still central. And then I'm adding glue to the top two edges. I flip it back over and then I hold the liner in place while the glue takes hold. And that's it, my envelope's complete. Here I'm just going to slide the card in to show that it fits perfectly. And it's ready to send to anybody who likes Celtic design or you'd like to send a photo to.